Are you feeling stressed and overwhelmed by the pace of life? You are not alone. In this video, you're going to learn how to meditate step by step for beginners, even if you have anxiety or ADHD. We'll explore how to actually start meditating, how to meditate and clear your mind, how to meditate and clear anxiety, how to avoid making the biggest mistake when meditating, and how do you know when you are meditating correctly. I'll give you a few factors for that. I'll share with you the science behind meditation and how Harvard proved that your brain changes in just 8 weeks of meditating. If you're ready to sleep better, be more calm, release anxiety, create more peace in your life, and truly transform your life, let's dive in. When I say transform your life, I genuinely mean that. I used to struggle from severe anxiety. My anxiety got so bad it started to trigger depression, insomnia, and then suicidal thoughts. It was through my meditation practice that I identified I am not that thought of me wanting to die. I'm just having that thought. So meditation truly transformed my life, and I had severe anxiety. I couldn't even go to the grocery store. If I can meditate, you can meditate too. I've been meditating for 13 years, nearly daily for the last 7 years. Meditation, it helps you to sleep better. It helps you to have more focus. It helps you to improve your memory, be more productive, be more calm, respond to people rather than react like headless chickens, which is what I used to be. I used to be a headless chicken just bouncing around, heightened on adrenaline and anxiety. And meditation truly helps you to take control over your day, especially now that time is speeding up. One of my favorite things about meditation is that it improves your clarity. You're in a space of more peace, and honestly, a more peaceful life is the treasure. For the last 13 years, I've been traveling around the world. I went to over 30 countries to learn different energy modalities, different ways to heal myself. Meditation is truly the best investment I've ever found in all of these 13 years of exploring different spiritual traditions. So you're probably thinking now, how can I start to meditate? So first, you have to clear up the biggest misconception and the biggest mistake that people make when starting to meditate. This is the idea that you have to have blank and a quiet mind. This is the biggest mistake because it's like trying to say, I'm gonna learn to play basketball and I'm gonna play like Michael Jordan. You're expecting yourself to be the best. So here's something to make you feel better. Professional meditators who are monks spend a minimum of 8 hours a day meditating. Monks, they spend the first 15 minutes of their meditation just focusing on their breath so that they can calm down their mind. So if a professional meditator is having trouble quieting their mind, and that is what they do for a living. People donate food to them, they don't need to work, they don't need to do all of these other humanly things, they just need to meditate. If it is hard for them to quiet their mind, do you think it'll be hard for you to quiet your mind? Of course. So don't expect your mind to be blank. That's unrealistic. This is how you can actually start to meditate. Start by focusing on your breath, taking deep belly breaths, because that's immediately going to calm down your brain. Your brain and your body are always talking to each other. When you take deep belly breaths for 5 seconds, hold, and then exhale out for 5 seconds. Let's do it right now so you can see this in action. Close your eyes, take a deep belly breath, hold, and gently exhale out for 5 seconds. Do you notice how that just one cycle of breathing immediately calmed you down? And now there's less thoughts going on. It's simple, okay? We don't need to make it overcomplicated. It's about breathing deeply and being mindful, being aware of what thoughts are happening. Because let's be real, this ego chatter, the mind is constantly yapping. It's always going to be distracting you, and that's okay. That's why this is a meditation practice. We're not going to be basketball players like Michael Jordan. We're not going to be professional meditators like monks. We have to start with these baby steps. So the baby steps are focusing on the breath and just being aware of the present moment. You cannot breathe in the past, So if you're thinking about things that happened in your day, or most people, what they have trouble with is they're meditating and then they're like, I have my to-do list. Oh, what am I gonna eat for lunch? Oh, I have to do this and this weekend. We're always future pacing. But you can never breathe in the future. You can never breathe in the past, right? You can only breathe in the present. So anytime you're getting distracted from your breath, from this present moment of awareness, just take a deep belly breath and allow the breath to anchor you into the present, because you can only breathe into the present. This is a constant practice. Simply, it's about observing the thoughts and the emotions. Observe what you're feeling. And the key here is not to judge. That is the biggest mistake people make. They're like, oh, I am getting distracted. Oh, I suck. I'm supposed to be relaxing and resting. And so the key is not to judge the emotions or the thoughts that are coming in. That alone will be a big game changer. So how can you start a meditation practice? I highly recommend starting off with guided meditations. That is how I started. So I have ADHD and my brain is always running on 300 miles per hour. What helps me is listening to guided meditations. But now I've been doing this for 13 years and I no longer need that. But again, it takes practice, it takes time. Just like you're not gonna give a kid a mountain bike. No, you're gonna give a kid a bike with training wheels. It's the same thing, right? When you're learning to drive a car, you're not gonna give a car to someone without having a safety brake there, right? It doesn't make any sense. So also don't expect yourself to be a great meditator when starting out. This is why I recommend guided meditations. So when I first started meditating, I started with guided meditations. So this began when I was in university. I went to a very competitive school. It was very stressful. And there was a suicide on campus every single year. So the university staff decided to create a stress center. So I went to this stress center when I was a freshman in college, and the woman there, she guided me into a meditation. She was like, release your facial muscles, release your jaw, and I could literally feel the tension I was carrying in my face, and I was blown away. I didn't even notice that before. And when you start to meditate, I guarantee it, let me know in the comments that when you start meditating, you're going to start to notice aches and pains in your body, and you're going to start to notice aches and pains in your emotional aspects as well, because we're carrying so much. We're not moving through easy times as a society right now, and so we're carrying all that in our bodies. And this is why meditation is so powerful, because if you hold on to that stress, whether it's mental stress, work stress, physical stress, emotional stress, you're gonna get sick. And this means dis-ease. There's going to be imbalance in the body. That's why meditation, if you look at the word meditation and medication, it's just one letter difference. Do you think it's an accident? This is why starting with a guided meditation practice is the easiest, because you're following someone's voice. You're not relying on your thoughts to always remind you to come back to your breath. And I have some powerful free alchemy meditations that you can listen to in the description of this video. How long should you meditate for? I'm going to explain the benefits of the different increments. I recommend you start with 10 minutes. It's better to start low than to start with something unrealistic that you can't upkeep with. So starting with 10 minutes, this will give you less sugar cravings. You'll start to lose weight. This will help you have less stress. You will notice that you will sleep better. The quality of sleep will improve. Your decisions will start to happen much better. You'll be more calm. You'll be more clear. So that's at 10 minutes of meditation. If you start meditating 20 minutes per day, this is where you start to really see the exponential benefits, because you are going to start to respond to situations, respond to stressful things around you rather than reacting to things. This will also help you to gain more time in your day, because you're going to be more clear in terms of where your focus needs to go. Again, meditation improves your focus. This is proven by science research. So this will help you to be more productive. I heard this one Stanford researcher say that he is so busy, he's always traveling, doing lectures, going to conferences, etc., but he cannot afford to miss meditation. And it truly is the case. We're all so busy, but if you take that time in the morning to meditate, your day will completely change. And that's why I meditate every single morning. Even if it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's gonna be 5 minutes, but anything is better than nothing. At 20 minutes per day, this is where you also start to have more mental health benefits and more emotional health benefits. So this is where you're no longer reactive to the triggers of the ego. This is also where you are having more control over your thoughts rather than your mind mastering you. You slowly start to master your mind. And 40 minutes of meditating changes your brain in just 8 weeks. So if you want to have a completely different brain, if you want to be smarter, reverse the aging process, this is what you want to do. So this is based on research by Harvard. They proved that the frontal cortex, it actually grows in the amount of gray matter, which is responsible for brain functions like learning, memory, decision making. This is why CEOs, Olympians, some of the police officers, firefighters, they need to be good at making decisions, and so do you. And when you meditate, it's going to help you to make better decisions because your frontal cortex grows in the amount of gray matter. I know a lot of people right now are focused on AI and how AI is learning so fast, and we may be out of jobs soon, but here's a way to AI-proof yourself. This Harvard study also showed that there was more gray matter tissue in the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory, learning, and emotional control. If you are maybe too sensitive or maybe too angry, too impulsive, meditating alone will help you with this. So one of my favorite things about this study is the fact that the amygdala also was reduced in size. The amygdala is the part of your brain that actually fires the fight or flight response. So you're less angry and you're less afraid and you're less anxious. This is a natural benefit that happens from meditation. Again, meditation or medication, pick your choice. Other scientific studies about meditation have shown that the prefrontal cortex of 50-year-old meditators has the same amount of gray matter as 25-year-olds. So this is how you can continue to stay sharp and clear and learn faster, have more clarity and focus as you grow older by meditating. This is my favorite meditation study. This was published in the International Journal of Neuroscience, and they took two groups of people. Both of them had never meditated before. They were both 30 years old. They both had the same lifestyle, and the only difference is that one group started to meditate and the other group didn't. So over the course of 5 years, the researchers tracked their chronological age and their biological age. Your chronological age is basically measured every year. You're 30 years old, 31 years old, 32 years old every year, and so on. But just because you are 37 years old, it doesn't mean that your body is 37 years old. Your body can be much older than that. That is what's known as biological age. What is the age of your body itself? In this study, they took 5 years and they looked at the biological age. So the people who did not start a meditation practice, even though 5 years passed and they were 35 years old, they had the bodies of 36-year-olds. Whereas the group that had meditated for those 5 years, they actually had bodies of 23-year-olds. So here's the key. They had the skin elasticity, the sexual responsiveness, the memory, the auditory threshold, and the vision of a 23-year-old. So you don't need Botox, you don't need plastic surgery, all those things. You can actually start meditating now and reverse the aging process, because prevention is way cheaper way less stressful than ending up on a doctor's surgery bed. Here is proof from my own life that this study is accurate. So I was in Korea a few months ago and I went to the skin clinic. They took a picture of my skin and they did all these analyses, and I had my Korean friend translate this for me. And even though I was 31 and a half when I went to the skin clinic, I had the skin of a 26-year-old. It's not as good as the other ones, and that's just because I sleep extremely late. I don't have all of the best health habits, but definitely meditation has helped me to be more healthy, not just skin-wise, but also mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There is a reason why Olympians, CEOs, first responders meditate. This is because meditation gives you a calm mind, and a calm mind can make better decisions. Think about someone in your life right now that is going through a lot of stress and a lot of challenges. Think about how much easier it is if you were to make decisions when the fog is cleared, when there's not 100 miles per hour storms happening around you. You can make better and clear decisions to improve your quality of life. Why am I telling you to do this exercise? To think of someone, because do this with an accountability partner. Think about someone right now that you can text and be like, hey, do you want to start a meditation practice with me? Maybe send them this video, because studies have shown that when you do something with someone else, you are 65% more likely to achieve your goal. So every single other day or every day or once a week, you can be like, hey, did you meditate today? And just check in on someone, because let's face it, right now we're going through a lot of chaos and turmoil. And it's important for us to check in with our loved ones. And this is a powerful way for you to also stay accountable with yourself while keeping in touch with a loved one and making sure they're having healthy practices. How can you meditate if you have ADHD or anxiety? I will highly recommend that you listen to guided meditations at least 7 times, because you always are going to be awkward when you're first starting out, but you want to make sure that you're getting over that awkward learning phase and then you're starting to get more comfortable with it. But for some people, their level of anxiety is just too high and that's not going to work. If that's the case, then what you're going to do is you're going to create a playlist with 3 of your favorite songs that just put you in the mood, you know, it's your jam and you just feel really good. Listen to those songs and dance. Ideally, try to make them songs that don't have too many words. So I love doing this with tribal house, with house music, electronic music, shamanic music, and I'll put some of my favorite playlists in the video description below. So you're going to listen to this playlist for 3 songs if you're choosing your own songs, or you're gonna listen to it for 7 minutes, and do this in the morning. Why in the morning? Because if you do this in the morning, I guarantee it that you will have a completely different day. This is what I hear from all of my students who are in different professions from different cultures all around the world. They always say that when they meditate, they have more clarity throughout the day, they're making less mistakes, they're more productive, they have more vitality, they're not reaching for sugar because stress causes sugar cravings, so a lot of them end up losing weight effortlessly, and they just feel better overall. So in the morning is when you're going to really set the tone for the rest of your day. And you get to decide that you're gonna be jamming, you're gonna be feeling good based on the music you're listening to, and you're gonna be safe in your body. That's what most people with anxiety struggle with, being safe in their body. So after you listen to your 3 songs, or you do your dancing meditation for 7 minutes, then you're gonna set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes. So here you're going to either do this standing up, or you can sit down, and you're just gonna place your hands on your heart to bring your awareness from here to here, and you're gonna take a moment to feel love for your family, your friends, your fur babies, anyone, and just share this feeling of good vibes with them, sharing joy, sharing harmony, sharing safety with them, and send this energy to them. And at the end, share it with yourself. So breathe in love, harmony, and balance for yourself. So you just set that timer for 3 minutes. And if you do this for 3 days, like after watching this video, don't just watch the video, actually do it, because that's how your life transforms. Not by learning stuff, by actually implementing knowledge, and that's when knowledge turns into wisdom. So use this. Let me know in the comments how it goes. I'd love to hear. Another issue people commonly have is, how do you meditate without falling asleep? I had this trouble too, so I asked the head monk at the Azusa Monastery in California, and he said that I have to focus on breathing more. That is because the breath, oxygen, is like caffeine for your cells. The deeper, the better that you can breathe, the more awake your body will be. So here's something that I found really helpful for me. You can set a timer on your phone for 1 minute or for 90 seconds. And what you're going to do is a pranayama technique. So this is a Vedic technique of breath work. So you're going to pull your arms like this, and you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to exhale and inhale only through your nose. This is known as the breath of fire. That is going to bring the vitality, the fire back in your body so you can be awake. So do this before you start your meditation practice. So let's do this together right now. So you're gonna be pushing the breath out forcefully through your nose and using your diaphragm. The key here is that there is no pausing between breath in and breath out. So it's a continuous motion. All right, let's do this together. You will be doing this for at least 30 seconds, maximum 90 seconds. Don't push yourself, because this is really going to wake you up. I don't know about you, but I am seeing things in HD now. I already feel like I'm a little bit more awake. So this is super, super helpful, especially if you're trying to cut down on caffeine. Back when I used to have anxiety, I couldn't even have coffee because like my hands would jitter because my anxiety was out of control. So you can use this as your coffee break. Just go into a room in your office and just do this little breath for 1 minute, and it's going to wake you up. How do you know if you're meditating wrong? The first key thing is that you'll start to feel frustrated because your mind is attached to thinking. The mind is always thinking, thinking, thinking. So it is going to feel uncomfortable not thinking, but you can't allow yourself to be frustrated by the fact that you're trying not to think, because it's like you're just fighting against yourself, and that defeats the purpose of meditation, which is peace and clarity and harmony. So that's the first thing, that you're getting frustrated. The second thing to look out for to know that you're meditating wrong is that you're judging yourself. It's okay for you to have random thoughts here and there, to be distracted. That's the nature of the monkey mind. You have to train the monkey mind to be calm and to be wise. So this is going to take practice. So remember, you are not your mind, you are not your emotions, you are not your body. You're just a witness of everything that's happening. This is a more advanced practice. But if you can get to this space of where you're just observing your thoughts, like I'm hungry, you just observe it. You realize that's not you. If you're just observing the pain, realize that's not you. If you're just observing all of these things, it's going to help them to get out of your energy field so that you can have more clarity in the rest of your day and week ahead. So this is a more advanced technique, and this is where the magic happens. Because if you watch the movie Lucy, if you haven't watched the movie Lucy, go and watch it this weekend. Because in this space of detachment, in this space of nothingness, like I'm not my mind, I'm not my emotions, I'm not my body, this is where you realize that you are everything. Everything is a hologram, and Oxford scientists have already proved that for the last 20 years. And it's taking time for society to wake up to the fact that we live in a matrix. So in the movie Lucy, she becomes everything. and that allows her to have access to everything. And this is where the magic happens, because you connect with the fact that you are the all, you are everything. And this is what is going to activate your superhuman abilities. So the stillness, the emptiness, that's where the magic happens. But this is going to take time. Here's a bonus tip for you to get into this space much faster. Bring in your soul's essence into your energy field, because your soul, its natural state is peace, it's wisdom. The natural state of the ego, it's in fight, flight, or freeze. That's why it's constantly running around like a headless chicken. It's not right or wrong, it's just sometimes it has its place and sometimes the soul has its place. And when you can start to create space for your soul to come in, this is when your body's gonna start to heal itself. I'm sure you've seen all of the success stories and testimonials of people saying how they cured their different health issues from meditation. This is how you know if you're meditating correctly. When you are observing your thoughts. You're not having thoughts, you are just observing the thoughts that are arising. You are being compassionate with yourself, understanding the fact that your brain has been running on non-stop mode for so many years, and it's gonna take time for it to slow down. Just like a bullet train, it shoots so fast and it takes time for the train to slow down its momentum and eventually come to a stillness. So this is gonna take time, and that's why it's important for you to be compassionate and be patient. It's extremely unkind to yourself and unrealistic to expect that your monkey mind is going to come to a stop. So not even having that as a goal, that will make sure that you meditate correctly. Remember that the stillness comes naturally. You don't have to force the stillness, the emptiness of the mind. It's something that will organically happen. If the more that you force it, the more that your ego is going to resist it. And you're just going to be in this battle of not meditating, but also not doing anything else. So you're just going to feel bad after your meditation. So remember, just during those few minutes, it's just time for you to observe. If you're having trouble with meditating, you can also include crystals into your meditations. So crystals, they have perfect symmetrical atomic structures. That's why they're able to radiate energy. Just like you're watching this and there's Wi-Fi around you, you can't see the Wi-Fi. Crystals basically have a Wi-Fi, and so their Wi-Fi signature is based on their atomic structure. I recommend going to your local crystal shop and get a red crystal or a black or a brown crystal to help you to ground. Those are wonderful to help you relax. This is rose quartz, which helps with calming energy as well. I also recommend selenite crystals. Those are incredible to calming your mind and calming all of your body. You have to make sure that your crystal is cleansed before and after you work with it. So the easiest way to cleanse it is by using incense, or if you have another favorite thing that you like to use to cleanse your space, use that, or you can chant Om into the crystal for a minute. That will help to clear its energy, or you can place it on the earth, because the earth's electromagnetic energy will help to bring balance back to this beautiful stone. So what you do is you basically hold the crystal with your left hand in meditation, because the left side of the body is for receiving, the right side of the body is for giving, and you just hold to receive its calming, its grounding, its soothing energies, and you'll notice that it'll be easier for you to move into a state of meditation. You know, meditation was the best investment I've ever made in myself, and it truly has saved my life. It changed my life in so many different ways, and I can't wait to hear how it changes your life. So let me know in the comments how you're going to start your meditation practice. You know, affirm it to everyone out there on the internet that you're going to start to meditate, to be more loving for yourself, to be more healthy, to be more calm, and to have a more peaceful life, because we definitely need more peaceful humans in this world. And you can listen to this meditation right here to release negative energy and stress. It's a short meditation that will get you started onto your meditation practice. Much love.